Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Charlie, and I got Garrett here. It's from Entertainment. Brady cannot be here with us tonight. He had something come up, but you guys will see him Sunday, I'm sure, as we get this season rolling, really. We got first eviction a week from today because next Thursday is 4th of July. Usually they're Thursdays. But, yeah, guys, let's try and keep I don't know what will be spoiled at this point right now, but spoiler warnings as always.
Yeah, just no spoilers in the chat, everybody.
Yeah, we're going strictly episode based.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of go through the episode and give our overall thoughts on really everything.
How's it going, Ben? Lavetta, Benzito?
Yo. Guys? But Garrett, man, well, real quick, just overall thoughts. What do you think of episode 2? This is your second ever Big Brother episode.
First ever HOH for me, yeah.
Yep, first HOH.
So, yeah, no, I mean, I guess that counts as a spoiler, whatever. Anyway, it was announced before this episode that was going to be what was taking place, though, right? Yeah, so anyway.
Anything that happens during the episode, we're good.
Point being, it was really interesting because the spin on this episode I love was that it started off with a twist, like not a twist, but like it started off following up on the twist from last episode.
Yeah,
and it didn't they didn't do a thing where they were like, we're gonna do HOH first, and then we'll do where there were gonna be some weird like power struggle. You know what I mean? Like, no, like this was just straight up, you're gonna burn 4 people right now. You have no choice.
That's brutal, man, and that is a rough like start to it. And David was done dirty. Jessica, it's pretty crazy. We'll talk about what's gonna happen Wednesday. We'll dive into that a little bit, but real quick, just running through the episode. One of the first things I really noticed is while everyone's campaigning, you had Kemi say she's not scratching his back until he scratches hers. It seemed like she was the only one to say that. So that was. And I mean, that kind of came out as to why he threw her up with
that really backfired.
As soon as they show that, I'm like, all right, she's clearly the other one. She's gonna be the fourth person that gets banished, if you will. Which is funny because that's what they used to call evictions in season 1.
Because you knew when because he straight up says it, Jackson or Mickey. So are we gonna go with what they call him?
Yeah, I guess we might as well, because if they're gonna be calling him Mickey all season, it's like
yeah, which makes sense. There's 2 Jacks, because he could just hear the Jax part and they'd be like, oh, someone come on me a weird nick. Oh no, it's Jackson. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No, that makes sense. So Mickey in the interaction with David, he pretty much told him, yeah, you're gonna be one of the ones. You got to fight your way out of this.
David was not pleased about that. Like he even had the thing. He said pawns go home. So in his mind, he kind of believed he was a pawn. Jackson or Mickey.
Do you think that got into his head though? Do you mean like that he got into his own head enough that maybe like?
Here's the thing. That's such a crapshoot competition. Like, there's not real. I mean, I guess you could say Cliff had some strategy with feeling the walls, but it's really
that is the only strategy in a maze, by the way. Like, I don't know if it qualifies as a maze, but like just like when you're trying to find your way and you can't see it, you have no way. Like, it essentially took a sense away in that challenge. I think it was really cool.
Literally, I guess supposedly while you're in that, it is just straight pitch black. Like, there's nothing. That's what people have said from before. But you've been like, that kind of freaked me out of it, man. I'm not even gonna try and lie. No, I'm pretty freaked out.
I've had power go out while I've been in the basement or some other room where there's no light before. Or I've had like a bulb go out. Like, I had one light in my basement room, so if my bulb ever went out and I didn't have the other light on, it was just pitch black in there while So I'd either one of 2 things I would do: turn my Xbox on, or I would just I'd find my way through the dark. But it's not easy at night in pitch blackness. Yeah.
Good evening, Since Chaos. Definitely best outcome for Jackson. Agreed. Because David. Oh, well, then again, Jessica and Kemi both seem pretty pissed. So we'll have to see how that works. They both kind of said after the fact that they're gunning for him now, which makes sense. And he knew that, which is why when they realized you got to banish 4, it's like,
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that sucked, because like it was like you wanted to secure your own self, but in doing that, you cost yourself several allies potentially, which is like, that's brutal. But, and we'll get to this in a second, good game can make up for that.
Absolutely. And so the competition goes on. I believe Cliff gets out first, then Kemi, then Jessica, and then David's left there. So Julie says, you are out for now. And this is the first time I'm like, gosh. I'm like, here we go. It's going to be, another, are they going to sit this guy in a hotel for 4 weeks, wait until 4 people are gone, like they've done before? So Garrett, with Glenn in Big Brother 18, he was pretty much out via competition in like the first night or second night, right? They sat this dude in a hotel for 4 weeks just to come back and lose in a competition and get sent home.
Brutal.
Pretty brutal. She goes on to that later, and she says, Wednesday, there's going to be something like they've never seen in Big Brother, and we're going to see David. So, do you think, Garrett, David will get a chance? Like, what do you think this could mean? And chat, you guys too. Like, what do you guys think this could possibly mean?
I don't think they would just blatantly do he's getting brought back for something that he could. I think that they're going to go back on. I think it's going to be something that they think he will win, and it'll be during a scenario that they assume will be something, because I think they're assuming, probably because they know what their next challenges are going to be that lead up to this. You know what I mean? Like, or like the next votes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like everything that's going on.
Yeah.
They're forecasting, the people creating the show are forecasting that he's going to be able to make his way back in potentially. So.
Okay.
I'm that's what I'm guessing. You know what I mean? So it's going to be something that he has a chance. You know what I mean? But I don't know what that means necessarily.
Kind of like Francito's pointing out here, a Victi versus David. So maybe
that's what I'm getting at. So someone else gets evicted if they could potentially lose to him. They think whoever's going to get evicted based on what's coming will be someone he could potentially win, because they're not going to do what they did with Glenn and just hope that he makes it back in, because that's not guaranteed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not guaranteed. So maybe something physical, because he's got physical talent, but it could also be something mental. You know what I mean? Because he clearly has game. So I don't know.
I'm very curious. I think
this challenge, by the way, 100% mental. The first challenge.
I definitely think it could be with the evictee facing him, or this is something we've never seen. What if they give David a chance to compete for the head of household, and it's like, you don't win it, that, so on, we'll catch you later. Maybe it's something like that, where instead of one-on-one against so on and so forth, or just maybe they throw him in with the whole group and they're like, all right, good luck. If you win it, you're back in the house. If you don't, sorry. But I don't know. I don't know what will be with that.
You think they just pull some, nope, you've been replaced.
Yeah, they unfortunately they have done that.
No, I'm saying, do you think they would do that again? Like, do you think that's something they would just be like, oof? That would be brutal. That would suck, because all these people so far have talked about how brutal it is, the idea that you have to go home immediately. We talked about that last week last episode.
That's tough.
So
we don't have the what's it called, the Excel sheet right now, but in our BB draft, Brady did have David, so Brady technically has a point right now. Brady has the first person out, which is funny because honestly, we all kind of thought about taking David because we liked his preseason stuff.
It's true.
Was good. He had a good outlook. And at the end there, when he seemed really emotional there, and I felt that. Definitely, he seemed very emotional, which can't blame him. Shit. So that kind of brings us back into the house, where Tommy and Christy, we kind of get a segment of them addressing their past, and it looks like they have each other's, like we'd assume, they kind of have each other's back, and that seems to be the plan going forward. Is they're going to have each other's back, which I feel like is the smart thing to do instead of just outing yourself and. Dude,
Tommy's diary section was so dark, because he's like, I had to basically, and I know they played this up for the cameras, but he had to basically apologize to his family for what he was doing. But at the same time, you get where he's coming from, and hopefully they do too,
they definitely hinted that it didn't end well between Christy and the family members.
Oh yeah, that was someone says that, you know what I mean? I forget who it is, but like, and it's implied, and it doesn't seem like. Even though that's the case, that Tommy's too cut up about it, but at the same time, he did seem to have a look of concern on his face when he apologized. So, but it should help them both going forward, because having a secret alliance like that is definitely going to play super late if they both make it far. So
yeah, absolutely. And
fragility is a thing, so they better watch their backs. So
kind of brings us into the next thing I want to talk about. We found that we got some alliances on here. So before the competition had started, Jackson, who is now Mickey, and Isabella had all kind of formed like a little threesome right there, like a 3-pack. And Isabella seemed like she was like, oh, screw it. I feel like, dude, this is why I think she's probably gonna win. Bold words. I did pick her as number 1, so I got to keep backing that up, if you guys know. But dude, she's already lumped in with these guys, But sometimes these early alliances do not work out at all. But like last season, the alliance literally carried the entire year to a point where I want to say Casey and Tyler Like Casey ended up winning the game. Like the alliance stuck true pretty much the entire game. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, 6-man alliance is very strong. But yeah, so that 3 kind of ended up turning into 6, a power 6 as they were calling it, which was, what is it? Nick, Jack, Mickey, Christy, Bella, and Holly. So what was your thoughts on this little power 6, night 1, night 2 alliance that we got right off the bat?
So I thought this was brilliant because and it was pointed out by everybody that got the offer. These are 6 really strong players that are gonna, outside of like Bella, who is just a little like, I don't know how much I think like she's just waiting until the game gets a little more started because she feels like unless she does something really dumb, I don't think she's not gonna anger anybody to the point, I don't think, where she's gonna get put up for something, right? At least not right away, unless they just don't know her and they don't care, like, which is like something that's gonna happen early, That's already happened with with some stuff in this episode where someone was like, yeah, I just don't know, so I'm just gonna pick some stuff, Or well, actually, specifically with Jackson or Mickey picking the 4, he didn't know enough about everybody. He had to just blindly take them out, so he had to think about it a lot. So I feel like she's just gonna play it like that, and it's working out for her right now. But of the 6, I think she's probably the weakest of the 6, but she's still a pretty strong player. You know what I mean? Like,
it kind of goes off my idea is she's one of these people that are going to be really easy to talk to, and everyone's going to get along with, so they're going to want to keep bringing them with her. That can work out.
Absolutely. I'm just saying for right now, but it is a really super strong alliance that based on just who's in it, I really want to see where this goes, because as long as this doesn't like fall apart in a couple of weeks, this should be really interesting. Yeah.
Or tonight when the feeds go live, the alliance might already be dead for all we know. So, but yeah, it's cool to see. It is very common in Big Brother for them to just fall apart, but hey, it does work. And sometimes they do stick it out. So we'll see what happens there. They make Jackson pick the pairs. He plays it off as he's just picking random, which is, I think, I believe is pretty smart.
Just it doesn't anger anybody. It keeps you in everybody's good graces. And for the people that it looked like he tried to pick fairness on some of them, where it would have been like, you could have just put 2, like, I'm not going to name, but you could have put like Cliff and Ovi together or something like that. You know what I mean? But like, and that would have like guaranteed that they weren't going to win, right? But not that they,
That kind of brings me to my next thing. Ovi said he threw the comp. He said he does not want to get on anyone's radar. I love when they let people address this in the dive room, because sometimes if people do throw it, they might not give him the chance. But Ovi, you could tell he's like,
he could have stepped or stayed in longer. He might not have won, but he could have stayed in longer.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's like, you know what? I'm hopping out now. I don't need this. I'm going to chill for a couple weeks before I really make my first, strike, which is a very popular style of gameplay. But hey, it doesn't always work out because people get paranoid and freak the hell out. Jessica was the first out. So I think people will end up seeing her, but she did win she was the first one that won the competition earlier. So the idea that people are going to see her as a weak competitor, we'll have to see if that happens. That's something that we had speculated on early in the season.
Yeah.
Or preseason. They did not show elapsed time. I like when they do that. It's the little things.
I wonder if it didn't last long enough to matter.
It must be. That's a good idea.
Because they were throwing a lot of curveballs at them. It wasn't like when they do this on Survivor and you just stand up on a pole for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
because if like Christy and Tommy are up there for 3 hours or so, I think I'd like to see that. But if it was only like 30 minutes, it's like, yeah, I guess I get it.
They may have purposefully made it so difficult that it didn't last long enough for them to, because it would be a huge. I mean, this is a huge thing. I mean, it looked like they had people that were spinning the things. Also, it looked like this was a huge contraption that they had to build for this. So
pretty nuts.
Not that they don't have the budget for that, but you also don't want to spend an entire day. All of your crew has to be on this when you could be doing other stuff.
That same day, they had to do the big block thing. So
exactly. So they probably had to plan both of these out super far in advance and not leave anything to. This is going to go for like 5. Because if it had gone for 5 hours, I'd probably cruise out the rest of the shooting schedule. I assume. It's not like they're on an island somewhere where the whole crew has to go for a year or whatever, or like 3 months or whatever it is for Survivor.
Francito says wanted Tommy to win so bad. In a way, he kind of did, because if him and Christy do have this, ultimate pact to last till the end, which would be awesome to see, by the way, which are 2 people Brady drafted. In a way, he did kind of win without getting on his hands. So
I would have liked to have seen that as well. That would have been nice. Just because he looked like he really wanted to, but he also, You don't know if because he did say at the end, so you don't know if he did just kind of say, whatever, I'm fine. But I don't know. It could go either way. It's not like a throw, but like he made it as far as he could. And hey, respect to the guy because he probably could have won the thing if he wouldn't have been fine. He probably would have, you know.
Yeah, we didn't see that, so we didn't see his side.
Like a scenario where it was someone that like, let's say this is later game, right? And it's someone that doesn't like him and he has to win. That's the one I want to see. I can't wait till it's something like this where it's two people duking it out that dislike each other and they're on opposite ends.
Oh yeah,
that's
when it gets good.
That's when it'll get really good. But not that this wasn't that. This was like a decision he had to make alliance wise, which was really cool. Like it's strategery.
So Christy wins the HOH, and right off the bat, we get an HOH endurance competition. I know a lot of people out there wish that they would have saved one like this for feeds, because it's always fun to watch these live. So Garrett, on Thursdays after the eviction, sometimes if it's an HOH endurance competition, they will actually show you the competition live on the live feeds, and it's kind of neat. Or sometimes it'll happen, quick crapshoot during the episode. But yeah, Christy wins. I feel like that's cool. I guess we'll see. She is a part of this Power 6, and she's with Tommy. So we'll see how it goes with that. I think easy nominations. I think Cliff's gonna get tossed up every week until he goes home. Unfortunately for them, Cliff, baby, slow down. But I just, you don't you get that vibe right away? Like,
damn. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like unfortunate, but
he's thrown up easily.
He put the target on his own back. I mean, he should have said, if he said nothing about it, he probably would have been better off. Like,
man, and I can't help but feel like Jack and Bella are just sitting pretty right now, man. I feel like everyone. We haven't seen much, but you get that vibe that everyone likes Jack, and maybe a couple weeks will pass by. Maybe someone will pull the dart and try it, but right off the bat, Jack seems like the guy that everyone wants to like in the house. So, but our last thing, one of our last things here, we got this Whacktivity comp that gives off gives the person that wins it secret powers, and this will be on Sundays. So I'm sure by now we already know who won the first one when it goes live. I don't know that, but that's my guess. Is that one's already done? But so lately they've been doing these competitions on Sundays, and this one again is secret. So we don't know if I'm assuming that means the person that wins it, they're the only one that knows.
Presumably.
So if it's a game-changing power,
what if it's a different power like every time?
Yeah, that's kind of what they end up doing. Is usually it's something different. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes they just give you little shit that doesn't matter.
It'd be cool if it was like every week it was somebody has to like some way, if it was in some way going to screw up some alliances somehow. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like just because throw curveballs. I love all the curveballs they're throwing in the first 2 episodes. I'd love to see that continue.
Hey, it's true. I see Bella feels like the new Victoria, and we gotta see if she becomes a pawn like that. Like the Victoria, the Spencer, and we gotta see how that ends up working out. But right now she's already kind of lumped in with those alliances, so we'll have to see. I think Cliff and Jessica will be on the block. That'd be, yeah. I think that makes the most sense to me on who they'll probably just throw up. Like, I don't want, as they like to say, blood on my hands. So I think noms will be Ovi and Hog. That'd be great.
I mean, Ovi,
I feel like Ovi has so much potential that him leaving early would make sense.
He also seems like he's just a pretty okay. Like even like the other dudes, like outside of a few awkward instances, have pretty much gotten along with him. So I mean, and that will help you early on, like especially with that big alliance. That big alliance puts so much people. Because if you're friends with anybody in that alliance, that could give you so much protection. Like,
oh yeah, if this alliance stays strong, man, they are powerful. Like we were saying last night, man, Jack and now Mickey, like those guys are not going to be messed with for at least a little bit. They're going to be too powerful until someone goes mega sack and throws them up there together.
You just wait till Hog gets those special powers and he just eliminates everybody else on just the call of his just you can eliminate anybody. I'm eliminating them all. I win. No, but
yeah, I really like
that. Would be crazy. That won't happen. That would be crazy though. Just send somebody home right now.
Only thing stopping the alliances themselves, and that is absolutely true. Because right off the bat, yeah, Jackson, Mickey with the camp director. And I have Chris the HOH. So right off the bat, man, the first 2 evictions are theirs pretty much, right? So
Yeah.
the alliance is already strong. If it lasts,
it's a big alliance to last longer than anything like this. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, eventually someone might have to.
Or someone. I mean, and it's dangerous too because it's not really like known to the house at large yet that this alliance is really a thing. So once that gets found out, that's gonna really change things because it's a secret alliance right now.
Will it be secretive or will it?
Will they come forward and be like, we're a group
that just hate each other?
I was just thinking about this with the first episode. I was like, you can kind of see sides forming already. I wonder if this is going to be a war for like the first few evictions. You know, it could be.
Oh yeah, I'm already imagining that day, Francito, when someone puts Mickey and Jack on the block. That's gonna be ballsy, man. That's gonna be awesome. Dude, see, when you can tell this early, it brings me back to one of them. It was like Polly and someone. It was like when you see this duo forming this early, when someone finally just does it, it's so awesome. It's so Shelly and Clay, for example. Like, I know that was a showmance, but I mean, maybe there's a bromance. Hey. But yeah, definitely paint. Oh yeah, there's no way they don't already have targets on, especially Mickey.
They were all buddy day one. I mean, like hour one, like like
walked in and talking about built like a horse and built like a Lego. So I mean, you never really know what's going on in that house. Talking about eating watermelon with the boys, eh?
Indeed, watermelon.
Cody, yeah. Oh, see, it's just like throwing up a good. That'll be great TV when it happens. Hopefully, it comes from within the alliance. Oh yeah, HOH puts him on the block.
Tries to take over.
That's when the Bella takeover begins.
Indeed. Oh my gosh, that's Bella's power move. Dude, that would be awesome if she stayed pretty much silent until she wins a random like crapshoot HOH competition that has like there's literally you have no chance of winning it unless it's just random, you know? Like, and then boom, Bella puts oh my goodness, that would be insane.
Loads of potential already, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions for us, or any comments about the episode, let us know. Be sure to like and subscribe though, guys, because if you're looking for some Big Brother, like a Big Brother podcast or review show, we're here for it. We're gonna be here all summer. Occasionally we'll hop in with the live feed updates. So I mean, hey, if it goes live at midnight and crazy stuff has happened, well, we'll hop on your live and see what happens. Like, it'll be worth it. So,
indeed.
To mention where Bella puts Mickey and Jack to win the game. Yeah. Exactly. So I think that'd be we're speaking it into existence here.
What happened? We're doing it.
It's like week 6. It's time to blow that thing up. There we go.
That's like 6 weeks in. That's when I'm assuming everything will fall apart. But then again, you never know. But that's the test. That's the test week right there.
like we said, it could already be dead right now. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, time will tell.
But yeah, guys, be back Sunday, and we will see you next time there, brother. Hog slug,